So architectural patterns. What is architectural patterns here? A description of element and relation types together with a set of constraints on how they may be used is called architectural patterns. Actually, this architectural patterns definition is the description of the element. What is element here? Element in the sense already we have discussed in previous sessions, that is either modules of a project or functions of a project is called a element. Now, so in this architectural pattern, we are going to know about the description of each and every module. Okay, how that module will work, what is that module and how that particular module will work, and what are the relation types, okay, in between the modules based on some constraints. Okay, that is called a architectural pattern. Generally, pattern in the sense here a style or a design, okay, for particular or individual module. Here we are not discussing about complete architecture, total project. In this particular topic we are discussing about only small part of a complete project. That small part is called a module. So architectural pattern is about description of that particular module. Okay, so this is called the description. So for example, okay, all of you look here. So this is our college website. Okay, this is completely about our college website. This is the first page of our website project. Assume that this is one project. In this project, what is our first page, how it will look like? Okay, this particular project has, all right, so how it is visible this particular website? First of all, there is a logo and some name and accredited by something, and here we are having different pages in that particular website. This is our project. In this project, if we will describe about a single, okay, module or element, suppose take one element or module, that is admissions. Okay, admissions is one of the module. If we click on that, how it will look like? What is the actually description of a admissions admissions page? Okay, if you will think here, home, about us, and some admissions, and some other departments, examinations, placements, infrastructure, research, gallery, contacts. Okay, assume each and every, okay, menu is called one module here, okay, or otherwise one element here. Now in architectural pattern we are going to discuss about a single, describe about a single element. Suppose here we will take example as a single element of admission. So what is this admissions? What has in this admissions menu? So for example, in this admissions menu have admission procedures, criteria for admissions, fee structures, programs. Okay, so we are going to, okay, we are going to, okay, describe about the admissions menu or admissions module of this particular project. Okay, this is our, okay, this is our one of the architectural pattern. Like that, if you describe about department, okay, like that, if you describe about a examination, so for each and every element has a description compulsory, what it has exactly, what is the purpose of that one, okay, what are the other functions of that particular element, and how it will be connected to one another, how it will be work together. So like this we can study in our architectural patterns topic. Clear? Right? And also this is about our definition. Clear? It's a description of single element or otherwise single module. And coming to the first point into the architectural pattern, a set of constraints on an architecture. If you want to design a particular module, what are the rules and regulations to design that particular modules? What you have to include in that particular module? What not? Okay, that is okay designed by a designer. Suppose that is based on the requirements of a stakeholder. It may be okay. So already we have seen if admissions module is there, so what are the functions, other functions in that particular admissions module, and is there anything is there to add in that particular module or not? That is whatever the functions we have to that we add to that particular admissions module, that is enough or not. So if each and every function, how it will be shown, what the features and what are the important points it will shown to the users, okay, that particular web users. Okay, those are the rules and regulations to design a particular project. And coming to the next one, okay, the next point is define a set of or family of architectures. Whenever we are designing a project or particular module, here we are not going to, here we are going to put a collection of different architectures. Okay, that website is not a, what whichever the website we have discussed, that is not a, wait, wait a moment. Okay, it's not this. Okay, it's not opening. Okay, it's okay. So whatever the example we have seen now, that is not a single element architecture. Here, if we have design, first of all, what is a home page design, and after that admissions page design, after that some placements place page design, after that some other contact as page design. So here we are having different modules with different pages. Okay, each and every page is called a element or module. So we are gathering all pages. Okay, one architecture or one project is a collection of, okay, different different architectures designs or collection of different modules architectures. Okay, that is called a family of architectures. One architecture is not enough to describe the total projects. That's why for each and every module here we are designing individual architectures. So all the collection of individual architecture is called a family of architectures. Clear? And coming to the third point, an architectural pattern is not an architecture. So here, a pattern in the sense it's a design. Design it's for see. I mean here architectural pattern in the sense here we are going to discuss about a single element. Single element description. Okay, that single element description is not a total project. Here the project is a collection of all the elements, not a single elements. Here architecture is called a project. Okay, so architectural pattern is a individual module. So it's a collection of architectural patterns is called a architecture here, but not a single architectural pattern is not a not an architecture. Okay, got my point? Or architecture in the sense project. So, in a project, collection of modules is called a single project. Okay, not a single module is called a project. Clear? Right. Next point is exhibit known quality attributes. In that design we should show the attributes. Okay, what are the attributes in that particular admissions module? So what are the important things? Admissions module may have so some departments, okay, and other free structures. What are the important and quality attributes in that particular module? Otherwise if you take another module, that module is placements. In the placement modules, what are the quality attributes in the there? So what are the students and what are the company names? How many students are selected in that into that particular company? So like that we are going to describe or we are going to put total data into that particular module. So that is called the attributes. What are the attributes? Okay, which supports a that particular module. So we must show that particular attributes into our project. And coming to the next one, often the architects first makes a design choice. So whatever the designs are there, the designs will be first chosen by a architect. So why? Because maybe that architect may design number of designs for each. I mean he will develop number of designs for multiple projects. So he has the capability to choose which one is the best one for that particular project. So that's why for every project or for every design, first choice is given to him. Okay, so there are multiple designs are there, from that multiple designs or multiple things, so he will choose this is the best one to your project. Like that he will give his suggestion to the stakeholders. Okay, that is the main point here. And next one is architectural style has also been widely used. Actually, this architectural pattern is also sometimes called as a architectural style. Okay, so this styles which is designed by a designer or general human beings. Okay, so nowadays, okay, compared to some what features working of that particular gadget, all are giving preference to a styling of that particular gadget. Okay, we are buying some products based on the styles, so that styles also plays the major role. Okay, for particular products or some particular projects, right? Suppose if we want to buy a phone, okay, one phone has a good features and good capacities and some what performance, everything is good, but its style is little oldest model. Okay, and another phone is compared to the first phone that has less features, less capability, but its design or its style is nice. So automatically we are most probably we are going to purchase a second phone itself. Why? Because of its new style, okay, new design, new pattern. So in such a case, patterns or designs also play major role, okay, in every project everywhere in the world. Okay, this is one of the architectural pattern is one of the topic in our first chapter. And coming to next chapter, next topic in this first chapter is reference model. Okay, what is reference model? So reference model is a division of functionality together with data flow between the pieces. Actually, single module have different functionalities. So that I mean that module, suppose if we cannot divide that module into the number of functions, it look like a complex structure or complex I mean features it has. To overcome that one, we are going to divide a big problem into the, okay, number of parts, and those parts will work togetherly, okay, to solve a given problem. Okay, I want to know about admissions information from our college website. For example, if everything is written in from first to end, it's like a written or something, while subheadings or something. So whatever I need, suppose I want to only fee structure, I don't want other information from that particular module. Okay, assume that I want to know about only what is the fee structure. Okay, for that fee structure, now if you will see that particular what particular module menu, it has a separate tab or separate function there. Okay, apart from that, if we design that one also, in theory, like completely from top to bottom, it's like a textbook. For finding of that particular fee structure option is a difficult to me. Okay, so to overcome that, to overcome that problem, here we are going to divide the modules into a different functions. Okay, so one is some what is programs of that admissions, and another one is fee structure of that admissions, and next some other thing is some other, if you have some faculty also in that, what are the faculties teaching in that subjects, like that. You are having each and every module also subparts, subfunctions. These all the subfunctions work togetherly, and those all describes about a particular main module. Okay, that is the reference model. Reference model in the sense just dividing the total module into the number of functions to simplify a problem. Okay, or to simplify the work. So after that, each and every function will work cooperatively to solve, I mean to solve or to give the information to the user. So that is the actually reference model here. And coming to characteristics of mature domains. So here in this also we are going to describe about characteristics of each and every domain or each and every function. Okay, which is, and how the data will be, the data flow will be from one function to another function or from one module to another module. Here we are going to describe each and everything, okay, by using these reference models. Clear? Actually, reference models are used to decompose a, okay, big problem into a number of parts, okay, that cooperatively solve the problem. So whatever the, I mean, problem, or those are cooperatively give the information to a users, particular users. Okay, that is the main motive of reference model here. And that is the next topic. This is the one of the topic in our first chapter, that is reference architecture. So what is reference, what is the actual, what is reference architecture, what is the difference between reference architecture and reference model here? First of all, a reference model we have discussed now, that is a just one function within a module. Okay, so reference architecture is one module may have different functions. The different functions should be mapped, how they were interlinked to one with another one, how they will share their work to one with another. So this architecture, this reference architecture is completely concentration on mapping of a individual functions within a module. Clear? See the definition here. A reference model mapped onto a software elements and the data flows between them. Okay, actually here this is, it's not a reference model, it's a reference architecture. Okay, a reference architecture mapped onto a software elements and the data flows between that, so that cooperatively implement the functionality designed in the reference model. So in reference model, whatever the functions we have divided, that functions should be mapped to one with another. So mapping in the sense, one to many, or which means connections, one to one, one to many, many to many, many to one, like that. I think in some subject in UML you got some mapping techniques. So those are four types: one to many and many to one. While drawing some class diagrams, you may represent this mappings also. So it is related to one to many or many to one. What is the relation between each and every function? Okay, that function will be interact with, how it those are will be interact, how many, I mean here we are discussing four mapped models. So those will be connected or represented by using number one or otherwise star symbols. If you are going to represent that one in a class diagram, at the class diagram you should put a small star diagram to represent a many relationships. So such kind of, okay, relationships can be designed in our project. That relationships are called a reference architectures. I think you have finished off your UML subject. In that UML subject, you have one of the design technique is called a UML diagrams. The UML diagrams, the first best diagram is a class diagram. In that class diagram, here you are going to use the mappings there. So that mappings you will use by using a line. In that line, starting and ending, you will assign the numbers. Either one to many means one at one end, many in the sense you are going to represent many by using a star symbol. Okay, like that you can be represented your class diagrams with the mappings. So this reference architecture is also used for such kind of mappings purpose between the functions of a module. And coming to next point, whereas a reference model divides the functionality, a reference architecture is the mapping of that functionality onto, onto a system decomposition. Already the same point whichever we have discussed in first. Okay. And coming to the next point, reference models, architectural patterns and reference architectures are not architectures. This point already we have discussed in architectural patterns. What it means, actually architecture is a complete project. Okay, architectural patterns are the single module of that particular project. And also reference model is a function of a particular module, and reference architecture is a mapping of that particular functions. So these are all small works or small functions of a particular module. So project may have many modules, not only single module. So that's why these are all not a single system, those are the parts of a single project, that's it. Okay, and they are useful concepts that capture elements of an architecture. So these all reference models, architectural patterns, referent architectures, all are useful concepts for each and every module or each and every element of a architecture. So by we can't avoid any topic of this. So we must know or we must need each and every one: architectural pattern, reference models and reference architecture. Each and every point we need. These are the individual concepts to represent or to develop a big architecture or big projects. Okay. And um, coming to the last point, each is the outcome of early design decisions. Okay, when we are developing these are all, whenever we are going to take some decisions, so these are all results for that. These are all the results for a individual module. Okay, why we are designing the functions of a module? We want some results, we want some outputs, we are expecting some output for that particular module. Okay, so without getting that output or without getting that results, no need of designing a modules here. So some admissions module have some purpose, and also some placements module have some purpose, and also some contacts module have some purpose, and some faculty modules have some purpose. For each and every module of a project has the individual purposes. Okay, they will show us or they will give some results, okay, outcomes to a user whoever needs. Okay, without the outcomes from that individual modules, there is no use of designing or there is no use of a project development. Got my point? Okay, if we are designing something, okay, in real world, we are expecting overall output, that is one of the final output we are expecting. But individually, each and every module should work, okay, individually, and each and every module should result, okay, accordingly. Otherwise, okay, if we will stuck at a single module, we won't get final output. Is it clear? Okay. For another example is, if you want to go to book a movie ticket, okay, in some book my show like that. So while we are opening each and every window, I mean, if you will open the book my show app, in that app there is some instructions. Okay, which first choose the movie whatever you want. Okay, that movie is available near to your home or not. Okay, you will choose that particular cinema theater in second step. Okay, in third step, you are going to choose the number of seats. Okay, there are 2 seats or 3 seats or 4 seats, like that you are going to select some seats. After that, it will ask you to pay in online. The fourth step is payment method. So if in these four steps, anywhere that project will struck, means we won't get tickets, isn't it? Suppose it will take time for choosing the tickets. Okay, it won't come from that particular module. Okay, cursor is not coming from that particular module, means we can't book a ticket for a movie. If we will finish each and every step properly, then only we will get a output. Which means, if each and every module will give the results according to its functions, then only we will get final output. If anywhere we were struck, means we can't get any results or any output. Okay, so that is the so that's why each and every module is also a important. Module outcome is also a important for any kind of project. Okay, don't think only one final output is important, but before the final output, we have some many barriers in that. So each and every barrier should we should complete each and every barrier, and we should get some results. Okay, then only we will get the final outcome easily. Otherwise, if we struck means we can't get any results. Okay. So this is the third concept, and for today I'm going to stop up to reference architecture. In next class, um, we will discuss about architectural structures and views. Okay, for today I'll stop the class here.